Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about something that is often overlooked in ADHD. Not attention, not hyperactivity, but emotion. Because for many adults and parents I work with, the most painful part of ADHD isn't focus. It's the big feelings. That sudden irritability, the overwhelm that feels physical, the shame spiral after small mistake, or even the intense excitement that turns into impulsive decisions. If that sounds familiar, this video is for you. Emotion regulation is the ability to notice what we are feeling and then adjust it. It's the ability to pause, shift perspective, lower intensity, or choose how we express emotion. Emotion dysregulation happens when emotional reactions feel like too fast, too intense, or too hard to calm. And this applies to both negative and positive emotions. In ADHD, emotional dysregulation can look like those explosive anger, rapid mood shifts, frustration, or shutting down, or intense excitement that leads to impulsive behavior. And this is not about being dramatic actually, it's about how your nervous system activates. Let's talk brain for a moment. Emotion regulation relies heavily on the prefrontal cortex, the part that is responsible for executive function in the brain. And executive function includes working memory, inhibition, and cognitive flexibility. If executive function is under strain, regulating emotions becomes harder. So when someone with ADHD says, "I know I overreacted, but I couldn't stop it," that's often true. Because the system that helps pause and modulate emotion is already working overtime. Executive function and emotion regulation are deeply interconnected. Research suggests about 25 to 45% of children with ADHD struggle significantly with emotional regulation, and up to 70% of adults with ADHD report ongoing emotional regulation difficulties. There is another layer here. Some nervous systems are simply more reactive. That means emotions activate quickly and strongly. So if your baseline emotional intensity is already high, you need more regulation capacity to manage it. And many adults with ADHD aren't lacking inside. They understand what they should do, but by the time they try to regulate, their emotions is already at 9 out of 10. Emotion regulation is not just uncomfortable, it predicts outcomes. When emotional dysregulation is chronic, we see higher rates of depression, anxiety, alcohol misuse, relationship conflict, and workplace difficulties. Many adults don't come to therapy saying, "I can't focus." They say, "I overreact, I feel too much, I'm ashamed of how I handle things." That shame layer is heavy, and it's treatable. Many adults with ADHD learn to suppress emotions. They push it down, they try to look controlled. But suppression takes cognitive energy. It increases stress in the body. And research shows expressive suppression is often associated with more severe ADHD symptoms in adults. It looks like control on the outside, but inside it builds pressure. Emotion regulation is shaped by two things: brain maturation and experience. Children learn to regulate through co-regulation. That means they borrow regulation from their caregiver before they can do it by themselves. If a child has a more reactive nervous system, as many children with ADHD do, they need more scaffolding. For parents watching this, emotional dysregulation is not caused by parenting, but a supportive, calm, and responsive nervous system will help your child to regulate over time. Connection builds that regulation capacity. For adults, start with the body before the brain. Breathing, grounding, movement. You should regulate your physiology first and then move to cognitive strategies. And also don't forget that you need to externalize your regulation. You can write it down, you can use the visual cues, create some pause rituals for yourself, not just calm down, but you need structures, interruption tools. And for parents, co-regulate before you correct and label the emotions of your child neutrally. You can model the recovery from your own dysregulation and focus on skill building, not punishment. If you have ADHD and emotional intensity is affecting your life or relationships, you don't have to figure it out alone. You can book a consultation through my website.